Welcome back, Easy Light. On this video, we're going to be talking about ad testing. Before we go into that, one of the major problems I have with people who want to run ads for the first time is the issue of I've run ads before, it did not work. I've run ads before, it did not work. So most times when people come, either for training or anything, they'll be like, I was wasting my money on ads and all that. One thing you should understand is that before you decide to run ads, you should have a budget for ad, and not just a budget for the ad, you should have a budget for testing. So questions I asked is what did you test? What parameters did you test? So when I asked that question, they ran ads, they did this, they targeted this and all that. Okay, what parameters did you test? At the first point into your test, how were you tweaking it and all that? You get so but the answers were usually in the negative because most people do not believe in testing ads while they are running ads, or they do not account for that. Even when we want to take on new people for clients, most times we now have to tell them that there is something called ad testing. We have to test to know what works. Irrespective of what anybody would say, you must test various things to know what works. So today we're going to be talking about ad testing, what to test, and some good practices to use while you're actually testing out your ads. So I prepared a presentation, so I'll be sharing my screen now for you all to see. Okay, so okay, so here now we're talking about ad testing and the various parameters we're going to test. And I'm going to show you a useful tool you can actually use when testing your ad so that you can actually get an adequate result, which is what I use for my clients if I'm actually trying to test their ad out. Now, so what are the parameters to test for? I make my this invisible. So I've already highlighted some of them here, so at least you can all see them. Okay, so the first thing we want to test for is targeting. Yes, it's very, very important because believe me, with the right targeting, you can actually get the results you're looking out for in ads. But one thing you should understand about targeting is that when you're targeting a set of people, you should be able to understand certain characteristics of those people and be able to pass the message to the targets that you are given. So I've seen cases where persons will just put all targeting options. For example, there was a time someone messaged me that she sells clothes generally, and then she was trying to make an advert for clothes. She prepared a generic message. When I mean generic, a general message. I will sell clothes and all that, and targetable people that were interested in children's clothes, the people that are interested in adult clothes, male clothes, female clothes, everything, and just put the ad out there generally. So and she was complaining that she was not getting results. So there are various things you would have tested. Probably if you sell female clothes, male clothes, children's clothes, you are going to test each and every one of them separately. You are going to tailor your message for the various targeting options for you to see what works and what doesn't work for you. You get so you are going to test various targeting options. You get so what you do is you group your targeting, the audience that you're targeting according to the similarities. Once you group them, so if you're selecting them, you know that okay, I'm testing this target now. I'm testing. You can use a minimal ad budget to do your testing, but just that you have to allow the ad to run for a period in time. Because the truth is, the first day your ad is running, it's not going to be optimal. It's after a period of running because it's something called machine learning. The algorithm learns as it's the algorithm learn as it's showing your ad to people and people are interacting with your ad. It's learning about those persons that have shown interest in your ad and it's going to be showing your ad more to this person. So you can use minimal budget so you can run your ad over a period of time to actually test the various targeting options. Then we'll talk about ad creative. Now we should understand that various creative resonates with people differently. So when you want to run your ads, it's not just one thing. You should not just put one thing out there. You should test multiple things. You can try video creatives. You can try picture images, and then the images, the message you're passing in the images, try to tweak the images a bit and find out what works. When you find out what works, you begin to scale. That's how it is to get. So you also test your ad copy. So what message are you passing across? The ad copy is that short text you put that people will see the first time. What message are you trying to pass across? What's the headline, the intro for the ad copy you're using? How strong is the intro? How is it resonating with the target audience that you've selected? You get so you're going to test. These are the various parameters to test. The placements where your ad is going to be shown. There are some placements that are better than some placements. There are some placements that resonate with more than some. You get some placements resonate with an audience more than some. There are some things you're looking at for. For example, there are some kind of ads that you want to run for very sure I want to sell hair or those products, like luxury products, and I'm thinking of Instagram. You get, I want to test Instagram more because there's a high possibility of people. Those are the kind of businesses that thrive in Instagram platform. So therefore, the places, placement means where your ad is being shown. If you scroll down in your ad set, you see it, the placement, ad placement level. Okay, so I'm not going to be covering that. I'm just covering the parameters to test here. Probably on subsequent videos, you should have seen that. On previous videos, you will see the we'll talk about ad placement. Then we'll talk about landing page copy. Sometimes you run ads to a website. So the thing is, understanding ad metrics actually now determine how well you can know where to tweak in your ads. Again, so there's a way you run your ads, and you see that a lot of persons are going to your landing page, but then they are not taking the necessary action on your landing page. It means you have to tweak your landing page to see how it works. So that's for people that are running ads to websites. Your call to action: book now, learn more. These little things: send WhatsApp, send message. You can actually test the various ones to see which of them actually calls people to action better. So these are just a few things that you can actually use in testing. So I'm going to be showing you a tool when you are setting up your ad that you can use in actually carrying out the test. So I'll go to my other, okay, so I'll go to, okay. Now, let me make this screen visible. So if you come here in the process of setting up your ad, when you're at the campaign level, in the process of setting up your ad, you can see something called A/B testing here. Remove this. You can see something called A/B testing here. Use other shapes also to. Yes, you can see A/B testing here. So if I click on create A/B testing, so let me make my mouse visible again. If I click on create A/B testing, since this ad is already running, I'll click on create A/B tests. If I click on it, you see it's loading test settings. Since this ad has already been set up, so let me delete this. Since this ad has already been set up, you can see choose what to test, select test settings, and then get results. So you set up your ad and you want to test other things. Probably you set it up, you targeted a certain people, and then you want to try the same creative and the same ad copy for another targeting options. You understand? So you click on create A/B test, and you click on get started. Then once you click on get us started, you see A/B test creation has changed. What would you like to test? You get, so to ask you if you are testing the campaign, okay? Uh, make a copy of version A. So it's making a copy of this campaign level, you get. So probably I can decide to say, okay, no, I want to test the ad sets, you get. So first select version A. You can either make a copy of version A or choose an existing ad to compare it against for version B. So here now, if you have already created two ad sets, if you've already created two ad sets or two campaign before, you can decide to select the two versions and then decide to put it in a test. What happens when you are testing, when you are doing A/B testing? Now, there's something called audience overlap. Naturally, if I were to set up two ads, let's say I want to test two ads, two targeting, they may overlap, the audience may overlap, meaning that some persons may see ad A and ad B, you get. So therefore, the reason why some persons may want to take action on ad B is probably because they've seen ad A before. So it's not going to give me an actual result of my testing because ad A influenced their decision to take advantage of ad B. So I'm going to be thinking that ad B actually did well, but it's because the person that saw ad A now saw ad B later on about, wow, this person runs, and let me just see what the person is saying. Do you understand? But in this A/B testing, they are going to ensure that the ads are going to be shown to independent people. So somebody that is seeing the first version is not going to see the second version. So it's going to get across to the various people, and then how they are going to resonate with the ad. The result is what you're now going to see in A/B testing. So you can select the period of your testing. I don't know if you understand. So the possibility of ad overlap is reduced when you are using A/B testing because the account reached on A will not be reached on B. Again, they just try to make it separate. Unlike when you decide to just test on your own without using A/B testing. That's the reason why I like to use A/B testing if I'm to test some parameter. So let's say I decide to test I decide to test this campaign, or I can decide to say, okay, no, let me select the ad set, but I just want to put it at the campaign level. Get so we make a copy of version A. So we can either make a copy of version A, or we can decide to say, okay, let us test campaign, this campaign against another campaign I've already created, or let's just make a copy of campaign A, then tweak something in it. So I'm going to go with copy of version A because I assume that you just created one campaign. Then I'll click on next. Once I click on next, I'm going to select a variable to test. Remember, I said the various variables, there are various parameters or variables that you can actually test. So here is where we select the variable to test. So we want to the creative, the audience, the placement. We can now custom, learn how changing multiple variables can affect results. So we can decide to say, okay, let's create a custom variables that we want to actually test. But let's say we want to test creative. So this is where you decide to say, okay, I want to test the creative. I want to change the creative. I'm going to test it, the same audience, but I want to just test a different creative. You understand? So you can decide to go custom where you change multiple things to see how it goes. Do you get? So this is just how you go about it. So if I click on next now, it's automatically going to, okay, see this. It's going to show what is the key metric I'm testing for. Probably it's saying cost per link click, cost per result if it's a website conversion, cost per 1,000 account reached. Again, so you want to test for multiple things. So if probably you're looking out for reach, you can decide to say, okay, let's test per 1,000 account reach. But let's say you're looking out for result, cost per result. That may be what you are, whatever you want to, the key metric you're looking out for. So let's say we select cost per result here. Again, then the duration start is when it's going to start, the testing is going to start, and when the testing is going to end. So if they found a winner, they can end the test early if winner is found. So you now click on duplicate campaign. So once I click on duplicate campaign, campaign will be duplicated. And what I'm just going to do there is to change the creative, or since it's a creative I selected, I'll just change the creative there. Every other thing remains the same, it's just the creative. So the possibility of audience overlap is going to be completely eliminated using this A/B testing. Unlike when I decide to just test to creative, then you can actually see, probably if you create two ad sets, you begin to see something like audience fragmentation. At times, Facebook will begin to play you with audience fragmentation that you should combine the two ad sets. It happens. So that is not possible when you're using A/B testing. So I hope this video was helpful. See you on the next video.